What a time to be a Chelsea fan. And it's not because we are top of the league, not because we've already lifted anything, but because suddenly everyone needs Chelsea. Manchester City will want Chelsea to go to the Emirates and take points off Arsenal, and Arsenal fans will want Chelsea to take points off Manchester City, and that right there again tells you that we matter all of a sudden. Right now, we matter more than anything. But before we even get to that, yeah, let's talk about what just happened at the Molineux last night, because Arsenal just reminded the whole world who they are when pressure mounts. Okay, 2 goals up, top of the table, they had the game under control, and somehow they let Wolves back in. And now listen, football happens, and every big club they do drop points, yeah. But this is where Arsenal fans get uncomfortable, because it's not just the result, it's the timing. When the league tightens, when Manchester City are lurking, when every 3 point feels heavy, they wobble, and that's not narrative. That's a pattern recognition, and this is not the first time Arsenal have been in first place and look nervous. Excuse me. And it's definitely not the first time they've surrendered momentum late in the season, and the Emirates gets tense. The players start to feel it, and suddenly the smooth football becomes cautious and becomes tense, and all of a sudden they blew it. Okay, now Tottenham get called bottle jobs every year, but here's the difference: Tottenham rarely even touch the top of the table. Arsenal do. Okay, they lead, they dream, they believe, they build belief, and then when the finish line comes into view, they hesitate, and that's worse. That's way worse than the Tottenham club that we actually recognize to be the bottle jobs. Okay, because being close and not finishing hurts more than never being there at all. Tottenham will actually not have an idea of what it means to be top of the Premier League, but Arsenal do. Okay, Arsenal fans will say we are building, it's a process, we are competing. This is a problem that I have with the Arsenal fans. Okay, they are they thought it was a sprint. It's a marathon, for crying out loud. And now you're close to the finish line, your strength is starting to fail you. The belief that you've built all season long is starting to fail you. The pressure of being top of the table is starting to fail, it's starting to feel too heavy. But at some point, competing has to turn into conquering. And for years now, after Arsenal have been almost has been their story for years. For the fourth year going now, they've been competing but not being able to reach the finish line. Almost champions, almost dominant, almost elite. Meanwhile, Chelsea in the modern era, we have two Champions League, multiple Premier League titles, Club World Cups, domestic cups. When Chelsea compete, Chelsea finish, and that's the difference between Chelsea and Arsenal. Arsenal talk about beautiful football. Chelsea talk about medals. Arsenal talk about potentials. Chelsea talk about proof. And this is why I always say London will always remain blue. Not for anything, but the fact that Chelsea is blue and they always deliver. Arsenal will always remain Arsenal. Bottle jobs. They are the biggest bottle jobs. And I hope that the fans actually now they come down to earth with their tails in between their legs and they watch football. Get to understand that football is not sprint, it's marathon. And now the title race is now dependent on Chelsea. Chelsea is about to define who wins the Premier League. Chelsea fans know what it looks like to cross the line. Arsenal fans are still waiting to feel it again. And let's just quickly zoom forward a bit. Chelsea at the Emirates. Imagine the atmosphere if Chelsea, if Arsenal are still clinging to the top. Yeah, they will know City are watching and breathing down their neck. Chelsea are improving, and The margin for error is gone. And here's the scary part for Chelsea, for Arsenal. Chelsea don't play scared under Rosenior. Okay, this team is starting to play with freedom and braveness. Okay, and that freedom is starting to be dangerous. It's starting to be disadvantageous against any opponent. If Chelsea go there calm and composed, that stadium could get nervous. And once Arsenal start to feel the nerve, history says the things that it always say, and it gets interesting. Now, credit where is due here. Chelsea's resurgence isn't random. Yeah, Liam Rosenior has brought clarity, and the team looks more structured, more balanced, confident, and above all, they look united. The football looks simpler, and sometimes simple is powerful. We talk about Palmer, Enzo, Joao Pedro, Esteban, William. Cole Palmer looks like the center of the project again. Enzo Fernandez looks comfortable again. Joao Pedro looks trusted and is giving the backing of the head coach. Esteban looks fearless and unpredictable, and you just do not want you most times are not you don't stand a chance against Estevao. There's joy watching Chelsea play again, and that's dangerous timing for anyone that Chelsea are up against. Now let's quickly talk about the press conference. Rosino confirmed that Cucurella is not going to be available, and he cannot give a time frame as to when the player will be back because he doesn't want to put anybody or any player under pressure. He said no exact time frame. He called him one of the best left back in the world, and showered praises on him. It's a big loss that Chelsea will be without Marco Cucurella for the duration of the time that he's going to be absent. But like I said, we have Ato, and I don't want to see Malogusto being used as a left back. I don't want to see Rhys James being used as a left back. I don't want to see Joshua Chempong being used as a left back. We have Joel Ato, and this is a time that we should trust Joel Ato to stand up and earn his flowers. He also talked about Palmer and James' fitness. Day by day, they both trained well. They look fit and they look 100%. At the same time, we have to assess them day by day and game by game. And then he also touched on Liam Delap's goal. He said Rosino values contribution beyond goals. That's what he says in this. I don't know what Rosino is trying to do here, but he says he values contribution beyond goal, and he praised Liam Delap's pressing, also praised Joao Pedro's pressing, and mentioned Maguire's positively. And that I think is just trying to encourage the guys to give more. I'm sure he's going to be talking with them behind the scene and letting them know what they need to do better. And then he also talked about Rhys James learning from John Terry, because there's been talks about Rhys James always in chat with John Terry, and for me that's a very, very good thing for me. Okay, you learn and learn from people that have been there and they've done it. Okay, not the people like Arsenal who are just delusional, I'm sorry to say. Okay, that's learning from a club legend. Okay, it connects the past with the present, and that builds mentality for me. And then he also confirmed that Romeo Lavia is back in training. Lavia has returned and is training with the boys, and that feels like a new signing for me. Okay, now we're about to see another level of Chelsea. Man, it's just a very, very good time to be a Chelsea fan. Okay, the energy, the control, the depth. This doesn't mean that Chelsea has been playing bad in Lavia's absence. Of course, we've seen how pivotal Andre Santos has been since Liam Rosenior arrived. We all know that Andre Santos understands Liam Rosenior's game and understands what's expected of the midfielders under in Liam Rosenior's principle and philosophy. So Andre Santos doesn't mean that Andre Santos is going to be knocked out of this thing, but it's just going to be very interesting who's going to be playing or how Liam Rosenior is going to set up the midfield. And so my final thoughts on this here: Arsenal will start to feel the pressure even more. And there's something that Arteta said earlier today. He said that he can guarantee one thing is certain, that Arsenal will not finish lower than second. That's like saying that he doesn't want to come out outrightly to say that Manchester City will win the league. He's just trying to cut corners to say that Arsenal will not finish below second. That's like invariably saying that you've considered the top of the table to Manchester City and you are accepting to be second. If that's not a weak mindset, if that's not a weak mentality, I don't know what it is for me. Okay, Chelsea actually are feeling the momentum, and one club is trying not to sleep. The other is rediscovering identity, which is Chelsea. And when we go to the Emirates, Manchester City will be begging and be expecting or hoping that Chelsea would at least walk away from the Emirates with a point, and at best put Arsenal to the sword. And then Arsenal will also go on to expect Chelsea to do the same thing against Manchester City. But then this is another one. Arsenal will also be traveling to the Etihad Stadium to take on Manchester City. If an Arsenal team could fall or could slip or bottle it against Wolves at the Molineux, do you think that it's possible for Arsenal to get to the Emirates to Now it's all in Manchester City's hands and no other person's. Okay, Manchester City take on Arsenal at the Etihad and end up with a 3 point. And then it's curtains down for Arsenal. Arsenal will be feeling the pressure more because I think they still have a few more top games to play. Manchester City know what it means to be under pressure. They do not panic under pressure. They do not cower away. You don't see them lose control or get overwhelmed with pressure. This is the Arsenal thing, and this is why I think that Manchester City are now more favorite to win the league than Arsenal. And hallelujah, I'm so happy that Arsenal will not be winning the league. But if Arsenal do not win the league, in a season, in a period where the rest of the top teams are still trying to rediscover their forms, the rest of the top teams are still rebuilding. Manchester United is rebuilding, Chelsea is still rebuilding, Manchester City is still rebuilding, and still yet Manchester City still look like they're going to win the league. If Arsenal do not win it this season, they should just shut up shop. They should close down. They should not bother about it anymore. Because I don't think there will be another perfect time, another opportunity for them that will be as close as this for them to win a title. They will never get another opportunity like this anymore. Because I believe that next season, come the summer, everyone is going to be equipping themselves, and they will be better than they were this season, or than they are this season. So Arsenal, they're about to do themselves a big disservice, and I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them. They talk too much. They've not stopped talking. But now I'm sure that the draw at the Molineux will bring them down to earth, and they will understand that football is not a 100-meter race. It's a marathon. My God. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about everything that I've said in this video. What do you think about Arsenal bottling it? Do you think they will bottle it? Do you think they'll still end up winning the league with Manchester City breathing down their neck? Who do you think will win the league, Arsenal or Manchester City? Let me also know what you guys think about what Rosenior has said as regards the players having Lavia back, also backing Liam Delap, saying that he believes Liam Delap is going to hit the ground running in the second season. He says there's always a problem, a possibility that in the first season that strikers do not hit the ground running in the first season. So I want to believe there is some truth in that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about everything that I've said in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to share, because that's the only way you can help this channel grow. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because tomorrow I'll be here to give you guys my match prediction for the game against Burnley, and also my prediction for the rest of the top six in the this weekend. So turn on your notification bell, and if there's any other thing that comes up between now and tomorrow, I'll be here to share with you guys. But don't forget, it's Chelsea first, rivals next. Arsenal, your bottle jobs.